Hey, what's going on? You know who it is, you know what it is. All right, you guys, man. I've been meaning to do this video. I meant to do it last week, but I still could do this video today. No time like the present. All right, man. In case you didn't know, man, the Bay Area knew. Yesterday, Too Short did a concert in downtown Oakland at the Fox Theater. You heard Tito Garcia talk about it. If you don't know who Tito Garcia is, go check out the dude's page. Cool cat. I didn't met the dude, talk to him. I'll talk to him on the phone. Cool cat, man. You know. Um, Tito was mad about the situation, and I was kind of mad about it too because, like I said, Too Short had a concert at the Fox Theater in downtown Oakland. From what I heard, it was sold out. The Fox Theater can hold like a couple of thousand people, and that sort of took away some seats from Andre Ward. But the place was packed. I was at the fight. Anybody that was at the fight would know that that place had a good crowd. So I'm not trying to hear that bullshit. I know a couple of sucker ass motherfuckers was trying to talk that shit about nobody wasn't there. That place was packed. It was loud. It was rocking. So, besides that, to the people that still hating on Andre Ward, man, fuck y'all with a capital F. Now, anyway, getting to the Bay Area legend slash world renowned hip hop legend, Too Short, Todd Shaw. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pay tribute to him because, like I said, he did a show celebrating his 30th year in hip hop. Actually, Too Short didn't come out in 19 86. He actually had came out, I think, around 84, 85. He had quite a few independent tapes. He had his own record label. I think it was called 75 Girls Records. Then he started another label and he called it Dangerous Music. I remember a song he had called Invasion of the Flat Booty Bitches. The song was funny to the motherfucker. Then he had, I forgot what tape it was on. It was called, he had another song called Girl, That's Your Life, which E40 later sampled and used it on a track called Earl, That's Your Life, slamming ass track by E40, produced by Ant Banks. So this is like probably the first of my series of Bay Area hip hop videos. So, like I said, Carcino ain't the only one that know hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not dissing Carcino once again. So you know what I'm saying? So y'all cut that shit. But anyway, man, I witnessed the growth of Too Short. I sort of witnessed it. Or as dude would say on the Pineapple Express, Craig Robinson, I seeked it. I seeked it, man. But anyway, man, Too Short came a long way, man. I remember when Too Short used to be on the 40 bus slinging his tapes, man. Him and Freddie B and a couple of other dudes, they used to be on the 40 bus in Oakland. If you don't know what the 40 bus is, if you don't know what the fuck the 40 bus is, they still have that bus. You really ain't from motherfucking Oakland. So if you don't know where the 40 bus go, then you ain't from Oakland. If you don't know nothing about AC Transit, the 40 bus, you faking the funk. But anyway, Too Short used to be on the bus slinging his tapes, man. I seen him. He used to have, be this dude wear these funny looking glasses. Had this, I mean, his grill was just like, damn. But, it was kind of funny, but he'd be slinging his tapes, man. I was like, damn, where the fuck was I going? I think I was like maybe in the 6th grade. He used to be riding the 40 bus all the way from like, Berkeley to fucking, East Oakland. You know, he'd be at the Eastmont Mall. He'd be at a Royal Park. He used to be pushing them tapes, man. He was on his grind, man. He used to have this shit called the special request, where you give him like $10 or $20. He'd make a fucking song about you and shit. So Too Short ran across the right people. That like looked out for him and shit. I ain't gonna get into the street shit. The shit with the loonies and none of that bullshit. But I'm gonna just talk about the good shit I remember. Like I said, the man worked hard to get where he was, man. And it was funny, man. He sold them tapes, man, out the trunk of, he started from the bus, but then he started selling tapes out the trunk of his car. He used to have this white Cadillac, and he'd be slinging his tapes and shit. So, he worked hard, man. And it was funny, man. I remember I was going to Claremont, right? Claremont Middle School in North Oakland. You know, it was on the borderline. It was like maybe 5 minutes away from a 5 minute walk away from the Berkeley borderline. And I remember it was funny. I was at school, and I remember this girl. She had Born to Mack. I mean, when it first came out, you know, she had it. Now, for those who don't know, the original Born to Mack that was released on Dangerous Music before Too Short signed with Jive, it only had 7 tracks on there. Now, when he signed with Jive, he added the song called The Mack Attack. That was like the 8th song. It only had 7 songs originally. And it was funny because most of the songs on the album were like, you know, 8, 9, 10 minutes. I think Freaky Tales was like damn near 10 minutes. The Dope Fiend beat was like maybe 7 minutes. You know, so as far as length of the album, it might have ran close to maybe 40 minutes. Because remember, you know, songs back then, you know, or should I say, you know, Too Short came out where most rap albums only had like 8, 9 songs anyway. You know, if you had 8 songs now, that would be considered a EP now. So, you know, the 10, 12, 13, 14 album explosion didn't come really till, you know, Straight Outta Compton came out. You know, most people back then, shit, if you listen to them old R&B albums, like them old Isley Brother albums, like OJ albums, shit, them albums used to have like only 6 tracks. So that was like random back then. But anyway, getting back to the story. I remember this girl, she had her name was Jerry. I ain't gonna say her last name because I don't, you know. But she had Born to Mack. And she brought the album to school. And y'all know the original Born to Mack album. It had Too Short sitting on that Cadillac and white, and it, you know, it's called Born to Mack. And the song kicked off with Freaky Tales. That motherfucking beat was sick. Now, the beat was sick. Now, I'm gonna tell you something though. Everybody was sprung off of Freaky Tales. I mean, Too Short had Oakland going with Freaky Tales. If I'm not mistaken, y'all gotta remember this was like 30 something. This was 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago. You know, 1987, I think, when he put out the original version of Born to Mack. Now, I remember everybody like Freaky Tales. If I'm not mistaken, he might have put Freaky Tales out as a single, and Freaky Tales was like 9 minutes long. Now, I thought Freaky Tales was a cool track. I liked it, but man, when I heard the whole Born to Mack album, because you know I saw the album, but I hadn't really heard it yet. I had heard Freaky Tales, but I hadn't heard the whole album. So a couple of weeks later, this dude came with the tape. And you know how people had them little bunk ass Walkmans. Remember, I was raised in the tape age. So the dude had this motherfucking you know, Walkman, and he put in and it was funny, man, them Walkmans, the more you couldn't really use the fast forward button, because the more you use the fast forward button, it would quickly run down your battery and shit. So the dude, you know, it was, I guess it was break or something. So the dude put in Too Short. And then he let me see the tape, and I looked at the track list, and I say, let me hear this song called the Dope Fiend beat. So dude fast forwarded, and then, man, when I heard that song, and he started it, bitch, 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 doom, 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 bitches on my mind. I can't hope, man. When I heard that shit, it was over. I went and begged my mama, like, I was like, Mom, please give me like, I think the tape was like maybe like, I think it was like maybe $6 or something. So I caught the 40 bus, you know, I caught the 88 from the Acorn Housing Projects, because I lived in West Oakland at the time. I don't know why the fuck I was going to school in North Oakland, and I lived right up the street from Cole Middle School. But anyway, caught the 88 downtown, then jumped on the 40. People wasn't really fucking with BART back then, so I caught the 40 all the way to the Eastmont Mall to like Y Uzi Records, and I bought that tape. Like I said, motherfuckers wasn't really fucking with CDs. Matter of fact, I don't even think you could get Born A Mack on CD. I think you only could get it on album or tape. So when I bought it, man, I was hooked. I played that shit. Man, I had this little radio and I let my brother hear it, and I was like, damn. I mean, that was like the shit. So I was like hooked. And it was kind of funny, right? I brought the tape to school and some motherfucker stole it. And then one of my homeboys, he made a tape for me, so he dubbed it. So I was slapping that shit. One of my other favorite tracks on the album was this song called You Know What I Mean, Vern? Because I'm going to tell you something. That sound that Little John came with, that came from the Bay, man. Too Short was the one that brought the 808 hi-hats, deep bass drums. That started in the Bay. Motherfuckers always biting off us, never give us our credit. But it's all good, though, man. But just to think, man, that's how it started. And Too Short made such a buzz with that Born A Mack album. I mean, this dude was on his grind. That man went from everywhere, from Richmond to back to Oakland to fucking Fremont, like pushing out that tape. Driving around, man. And then when he got the Cadillac, he went all the way to Sacramento. If I'm not mistaken, he drove to LA. You know what I'm saying? That's probably how he got the deal with Jive. He made so much buzz with Born A Mack, an independent album, to where Jive couldn't help but to sign him. And then he went on, to sell millions of records, man, and become a legend, man. He went from putting out hip-hop classics like Short Dogs in the House, Shorty the Pimp, Cocktails, what's that other one? Get In Where You Fit In, Getting It. You know what I'm saying? Blow the Whistle. I mean, he made like X amount of records on Jive. And to sit up and still be around doing this shit, man, is amazing, man. So like I said, man, this shit, Too Short worked hard to get where he was, man. Like I say, I mean, the music industry is so much different now. You can't really do that now. Because I'm going to tell you something. It was, man, Too Short really did it the hard way, man. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. It back then, trying to put out albums, man, it cost like a lot. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you didn't have the luxury of just having a fucking computer and then, downloading Fruity Loops and shit, in your computer, and then you can make beats off of that and do everything within your house and shit. Because now you can record a fucking album within your house. You could do everything. You could do the beats. You can master the shit. You can sample. You can do everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Soulja Boy, if I'm not mistaken, he made that shit off of Pro Tools, Fruity Loop samples, and all that type of shit. So, yeah, man. So it's a lot different. That's the unfortunate part about rap music now. Now we got motherfuckers, because it's so easy to put out an album. Unfortunately, now we have to suffer or listen to people like Young Doug and a couple of other motherfuckers that's out there, a couple of other garbage motherfuckers out there, So, it is what it is. But like I said, back in them days, man, you had recording reels and shit. It was like, shit, them recording reels, them motherfuckers was like expensive, man. Them motherfuckers cost like $100 a pop. Then, depending on what type of A&R you had, man, doing your shit, the A&R is the dude that like put the shit together, and they'll charge you by the hour. Sometimes they'll perfectly fuck up on the tape and the mixing. Then for you to actually put a album out on wax, you had to have at least, if I'm not mistaken, a 8-track studio. Maybe 16 at most. In case you don't know what tracks is you record the vocals, the music, You know, that's what they mean by track, where now you don't need that shit because you can pretty much, like I say, do everything on computer. So it's a lot cheaper to come out with a album than it was back then. So like I say, man, shout out to Too Short, man. You know, for staying on his grind, man. I'm out.